The hottest hitter in the MLB is just 22 years old and just became the youngest player in over 100 years, the whole modern era, to accomplish what he just did. And we still can't believe it. What's the buzz, everybody? Welcome to Buzz in the Box. I'm Mauro Bazzario. We have a heat check episode today, along with some other things, as we're still getting used to our new setup. So hopefully not too much shaking around going on. But there are quite a few people that have been shaking up Major League Baseball. We have a heat check episode today on the scorching Thursday afternoon with some other big news and a couple of injuries and analysis. Let's get right to it. We have to lead off with something that I love. Man, this is an understatement. Somebody got boxed out. Oh man, this was an absolute destruction. Boxed out is when we find a team that just got absolutely taken to task. They were given no quarter, and it just wasn't a good day for them. They got crushed. We have a football score actually going on here, so let's get right into that. Taking place in Chicago in the friendly confines on the north side. A lot of hitters just for the Cubs actually hitting absolute atomic bombs this week. Cubs shortstop Dansby Swanson, got to talk about it, having one of the best stretches of his entire career, and that's saying quite a lot. He now has 2 straight games with at least 2 home runs. He had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs by the 3rd inning yesterday. If you can imagine that, he actually finished off the day with 3 home runs. So we're talking 5 home runs and 11 ribeye steaks the last 2 games for Dansby Swanson, an amazing shortstop, of course. Going out of his mind right now, 8 hits in the 13 at-bats in that series against the Padres, against the Friars. They're happy to not be there anymore. 5 of those hits were those home runs we mentioned. He's crushing it. He also scored 7 runs in that series, by the way. Dansby Swanson. And guess what? It wasn't just him mashing for the Cubs. Seiya Suzuki officially crushing his 100th career home run, which was a 3-run shot in the 1st inning off Walker Buehler. Not a good day for him. So literally right off the bat, Cubs offense getting started against San Diego. It was not a fun day for the Padres, let me tell you that. Seiya Suzuki, huge milestone. Congrats to him. Becoming only the 4th Japanese-born player to reach 100 home runs in the major league. So he finds himself in excellent company, joining just Hideki Matsui, the great Ichiro, and Shohei Ohtani. Also great, of course, but Ichiro, definitely one of my favorite players, not just baseball, but in all of sports. And I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think one of his first 10 or 15 at-bats, or one of his first few games, his batting average reached 300, and it just never went below that the rest of his career. So let me know the next time that happens, please. But Seiya Suzuki with that huge 3-run home run in the 1st inning, reaching the heights of Hideki Matsui, Shohei Ohtani, and Ichiro, the only Japanese-born players to reach 100 career home runs. I feel like that speaks a lot to not just Seiya Suzuki's consistency and his talent, but also to his adjustment skills. It's not easy for these guys to just come over to not just obviously a higher level of play, but to unfamiliar territory, people you've obviously never faced, teams you've never seen before. So you're getting immersed into a new culture with a whole new different language, and being that far away from home, I feel like can't be easy on anybody. So these are human beings at the end of the day. So congrats to Seiya Suzuki, 100 career home runs, joining Matsui, Ohtani, and Ichiro Suzuki, one of the greatest hitters of all time. As Japanese-born players with 100 career Major League home runs, it is worth noting that Ohtani is sitting at 298 for his career. So any second now, literally, we will be doing a quick update video on Shohei Ohtani's 300th career home run. I know these pitchers in the league do not want to be the one to give that up, and they want to avoid being just a footnote in history. Everyone getting it done for the Cubbies. We had a Conforto sighting. Good to see him doing better. He hit both his 6th and 7th home run on the year in Wednesday's contest. Pete Crow Armstrong is just Crow so good. Stretch Armstrong right now. He's becoming the best possible version of himself, I want to say. Like back a couple years ago where everybody's kind of putting together, projecting his ceiling. He's smacking his head on that ceiling right now, trying to bust his head through the roof. Like I said, the best possible version for himself with the speed, the contact picking up. The power is here, and it is not going away anytime soon. Just another level for Pete Crow Armstrong. I think he's fresh off like an 8 or 9 game hitting streak with a few home runs. Just PCA, Seiya Suzuki, and Dansby Swanson for the Cubs right now. You just can't get them out, more or less. A bit of hyperbole there, but they're crushing it right now, especially on those scorching days in Wrigley Field with the wind blowing out. You don't not want to have these guys hit the ball in the air. And it's a little bit surprising also to see Dansby Swanson's XBA, his expected batting average, is only 211. I find that very interesting. Maybe something to keep an eye on. And for Seiya Suzuki, his launch angle sweet spot is in the upper 88th percentile in the league at 38%. So just elite level of bat-to-ball skills by Suzuki right now. When he's getting it, he's getting the barrel on the ball, and he's blasting it all over the ballpark right now. Even Cubs catcher Miguel Amaya collected 3 hits and 2 RBIs as well as, man, the Padres officially got boxed out. That's, when a team did not have a good day. They were given no quarter, just a rough day at the office for Walker Buehler for the Padres on the mound especially. We're going to talk a bit more about that in a second. But everyone getting it done for the Cubs. PCA achieving his full potential officially. He 5 hits the last 3 games, back-to-back games, with a home run and 3 RBIs in that huge game yesterday for PCA. Cubs catcher Amaya, 3 hits, 2 RBIs as well. Colin Rea on the bump for the Cubs picked up his 6th win, allowing just 2 earned runs after 6 hits and 5 strikeouts and 5 pretty good innings for Colin Rea, as a matter of fact. So I know fantasy managers who had him out there were able to wipe the sweat off their brow a little bit. It looks like Rea's starting to settle back into some solid starts. But man, talk about a football score. We had quite a bit of field goals here. It was the Padres 3 and the Cubs 23 yesterday. San Diego Padres, sorry, you got boxed out. Oh man, never feels good losing by 20. So just massive games by Pete Crow Armstrong, Seiya Suzuki, Dansby Swanson, and even Miguel Amaya and Michael Conforto. Everybody crushing the ball for the Cubs. Man, if you're a Cubs fan, you're pretty happy about the beginning of this episode. Never feels good to lose by 20. That's going to transition us perfectly to our next segment, as we have in this episode, a heat check focused episode. Who's hot, who's not, who's popped, who's flopped, who's the buzzkill, and who is our certified dog. Let's go, starting with, of course, the buzzkill in this same game that we mentioned. Colin Rea picking up the win for the Cubs. He had no shortage of run support, that's for sure. Talk about a football score. That transitions us now to the other starting pitcher in that game. It was Buehler. It was Walker Buehler for the Padres in that game. This Buehler, after that, could definitely use a day off. ERA at 4.61 on the year, with a whip above 130 on the season after yesterday's ugly performance. A perfect storm combined with that scorching hot day and the wind blowing out of Wrigley. Walker Buehler just lasted 4 innings. As a matter of fact, he did strike out 6 batters, which is very good, but along with the 9 earned runs, man, you heard that right. 9 earned runs on the day against Walker Buehler for the Cubs. To his credit, he did have Walker Buehler. He did have a nice streak of about 5 or 6 starts in a row with just 1 earned run allowed, but he only reached 6 innings in one of those starts. So he needs to work on stacking up those quality starts for our fantasy leagues. That's for sure. To put it how hard they were hitting the ball off Walker Buehler, one of the Dansby Swanson home runs traveled 433 feet with an ex-velo just over 103 miles per hour. So that was just about a freaking laser, to quote Dr. Evil. Evil work being done by the Cubs offense right now. And just, Dansby, P. Crow Armstrong, Dansby Swanson, and PCA and Seiya Suzuki all went yard in that game. Dansby Swanson with 3 home runs. He had 4 RBIs by the 3rd inning to show you exactly how locked in he has been. Buehler did not have the secondary pitches, did not have the off speed stuff working at all. I think all of the Cubs, as a matter of fact, home runs were all off of his secondary and his off-speed pitches. So, kind of needs to get back to the drawing board with that. We mentioned the Dansby Swanson home run over 430 feet and over 102 miles an hour. You really can't hit it much better off of a tee than that. We did credit Buehler with, he had like a few starts, 5 1/3, innings with 1 earned run, but he hasn't been going that deep. He's not terribly far removed from the Tommy John surgery. So like, could if he has like a solid start coming back, I'll say that we'll give him a chance to prove that he's kind of like settling down a little bit, but not now, and definitely not after by far hit the worst outing of the season for him. So we won't judge him strictly based off that. But man, the whip over 130, I think it's at 133. That start pushed his ERA to 4.60. And his next start is coming home against Arizona, so we'll see how that goes. But serving up the 3 long balls and the 9 earned runs in 4 innings, I'm sorry. For today, Walker Buehler, you are a buzzkill. And we had to have one. And unfortunately, we all know one. Sorry. That's going to take us to the flip side of our heat check now. Man, it's also a little bit of news here because still honestly can't believe what is going on. That's going to take us to our next segment, and it's also going to take us to find out who is our certified dog. Let's go. Everybody's favorite part officially. I think that's been confirmed. No question about it here. We opened the show with his insane accomplishment. We had to. It's Junior Caminero. Who else is it going to be? Now with, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row with a home run, 1 more, and it is just a week of power dominance for one of the best hitters, and not just AL, but all of baseball, all season long for Junior Caminero. No question about it. The youngest player in the modern era to have 6 home runs in a row in as many games. He's up to, I think, 7 home runs in his last 8 games, so this isn't coming out of nowhere. This guy's been working on this for over a week, let me tell you. He's like, I didn't have one today? Let me start another streak right now. He is playing Road to the Show on rookie mode with all of his perks maxed out right now. Let me tell you, Junior Caminero, only 2 more games in a row with a home run to tie the record of 8 straight games with a homer, only accomplished by, get this, Ken Griffey Jr. for the Mariners in 93, Don Mattingly for the Yankees in 87, and Dale Long for the Pirates in 1956. So shout out to Dale Long, baby. Love that. Caminero at just 22 years old. As I said, now the youngest player to hit a home run in 6 straight games, as he supplanted Ken Griffey Jr., who did it when he was just 23. Man, that's insane. Not just 6 games in a row for the youngest player to do that in the modern era. He's also totaled 7 in the last 8 games. He's dialed in beyond belief right now, almost perfectly coinciding with Tampa's 7-game winning streak, of course. One of the hottest team in baseball. Things are going very well for them right now. Most notably, a 3.5 game lead on the Yankees right now, who have lost 7 in a row. They're going to have to fix that quick if they want to stay step to step with Tampa coming out of the All-Star break, out of the gate. His last 3 games, Junior Caminero, last 3 games only, 7 hits, 3 home runs, naturally, 7 RBI. Only Yordan Alvarez, Air Yordan, the great Air Yordan on the Astros, has a higher OPS in the American League than Junior Caminero right now. He's also 3rd in the AL in slugging percentage and 3rd in home runs in the American League. We are witnessing a literally historic stretch of play for Junior Caminero right now, and we are also witnessing that he is, I can't even talk right now, he's got me so excited. We are also witnessing that he is once again today's and our certified dog. Let's go, man. Everybody loves it, and nobody is going to be more deserving than Junior Caminero right now. Walker Buehler, our buzzkill. Junior Caminero, our certified dog. Let's go. I mean, it's not crazy to think he's not going to keep this up either. Just his metrics are insane. We'll double check this in a second towards the end of the show, but I believe they do have the Royals tonight. It's tentatively supposed to be Stephen Kolek, who has an ERA above 4, and he did allow 3 home runs in his last outing. So I think whole baseball world and especially Ken Griffey got his eye on that game tonight. That's tough right now. Let's move on. A couple of more factoids for you before we get out of here on this scorching hot Thursday, almost as scorching hot as Junior Caminero. Not a rough stretch, uncharacteristically, didn't get so bad for Paul Skeens. I wouldn't say it's time to be concerned at all. His next start will tell us a lot where he's at mentally and mechanic-wise, but a career-high 8 earned runs allowed against the Phillies yesterday. I think 7 of those earned. Let me know if I hit a foul ball on that. Always appreciate hearing from the home crowd, but 8 earned runs allowed against the Phillies yesterday. It is a powerful lineup that can do damage quite quickly, but we'll see how Skeens bounces back after what is also his worst start of his career, as a matter of fact. His next start's going to come at home against Atlanta. That's a tough one. He is now at 11 earned runs allowed in his last 9 innings pitched in 2 outings. So I think Skeens will snap out of that quick. Speaking of quick, let's get through our Mets moment quick and not take up too much time with that, as especially we like to highlight the Blue Jays winning big on Canada Day. So congrats to them. They did win against the Mets 9-3 with a little bit of inspiration from Canada Day and those very, very nice red uniforms, taking the series and also taking advantage of what has just been another ugly start for Freddie Peralta, making things harder for his agent to negotiate a contract this offseason. Unlike Paul Skeens, I will say it's definitely time to be worried about Freddie Peralta. I mean, it's been, this just happens to good pitchers when they come to the Mets, I guess, if your name isn't Johan Santana or Pedro Martinez. But you honestly could have said that a couple of weeks ago about Freddie Peralta's struggles. So I honestly don't know if I'm trusting him every single matchup. If you have somebody even decent and Peralta is up against a good offensive team at the moment, honestly, I would consider a flyer at that time. We do have an episode coming up as we're starting to step up our fantasy baseball centric episodes, along with the Buzzline editions that we have coming up next very soon. So keep an eye out for that, our Buzzline edition episodes, where we feature 3 prospects through all different levels of the minor leagues, ascending up the ladder as these guys are doing very quick, like AJ Ewing, Cole Carrig, Blaze Jordan, and a couple other guys making immediate impacts for their team. Some pitchers as well, like Gage Jump for the Athletics. You're going to definitely want to hear our next Buzzline edition episode coming out. We're going to highlight 3 more prospects that you got to know. And we'll tell you, as a matter of fact, some of these guys that we're going to feature in these prospect episodes, we're going to tell you, you should pretty much definitely try to trade for them. All these guys have on your radar. Keep tabs on them because they're going to be in the majors soon and making an impact. We don't just think they're going to be depth guys, although we will say that we're not going to promise every single person we talk about on here is going to do great and be amazing right away or all the time. We're going to give it to you for real. We're going to give it to you raw and uncut, and we're going to continue to work day and night for you here at Buzz in the Box as we continue to get dug in to our new foxhole, to not just step up the visuals and keep an eye on things, but to just step up the productivity and organization here so we can keep doing what we love for you. That's the only reason we do it for. We want you winning your fantasy matchups by 100 points, and trust me, it can be done. Couple quick injury news to get through. The Giants placed Matt Chapman on the IL with an abdominal strain yesterday, and Brent Rooker of the Athletics is going to have season-ending knee surgery. So you hate to see that. These are human beings at the end of the day, so keep it positive, keep it professional. We always hope to make these guys to make a full and speedy recovery, not just for our fantasy leagues, but for themselves, because at the end of the day, they're doing the hardest thing in sports, and these are human beings at the end of the day, just trying to make a living. And when they are, we know with baseball, life is good. Head to the ballpark whenever you can. You're guaranteed to see something that you haven't seen before. I know I have. I'm still trying to get out there this year. Also, let us know down in the comments real quick, as we had a short piece recently featuring one of the treasures that we found in our travels and trinkets we picked up to have in the foxhole. We'll be updating the standings board today quite soon as well, and let us know your favorite MLB ballpark and your favorite experience and food experiences in Major League Baseball. Let us know in the comments down below. We're always loving to hear from you, the home crowd. Thanks again. So Brent Rooker, Matt Chapman placed on the IL. Rooker out for the season, as a matter of fact. Make sure to stay tuned during the week, as we do have the next Buzzline edition videos coming up very soon, as we are highlighting those 3 prospects, whether they're pitchers or hitters. We mix it up all the time, typically in single or high A, double A, triple A, through all levels of the minor leagues that can and will have an impact in your dynasty league. That's going to just about do it for us today. You can put it in the books. If you made it this far, please, on your way back to the clubhouse, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share it with anybody you think is interested in baseball, especially fantasy baseball. We try to cover all aspects and all teams here, even the minor leagues, as we try to have a main focus on deep dynasty points leagues. So if you're in one of those, you're definitely going to want to subscribe and come hang out with us and come along for the ride as we continue to learn, grow, and expand with you. Let us know down in the comments below. Of course, as always, if we hit a foul ball on anything, let us know who you think the next buzzkill or certified dog should be. We'd love to hear about it. Any player or team, as always, that we didn't talk about or talk about enough that we're missing out on, let us know. If you have your keepers kind of getting started, I know a lot of people start working on their keepers, although it could be too early to tell depending where you are in your fantasy league and the standings. If you need some keeper advice, that's sorted out. That's something we like to do a lot here. Somebody on your trade block that you're maybe trying to put a package together to get perhaps a draft pick, and if you're in a dynasty league, in our summer college draft coming up very soon, right after the MLB draft. A lot of good bats and a couple of good arms to keep an eye on in there. We will be doing a show about the MLB draft, talking briefly about every single first round pick and possibly who some players that we like the most in the entire draft, and we'll also be giving out little awards for the team that did, the two teams we think or more that did the best in that draft. So thank you so much for hanging out with us and coming along for the ride as we continue to learn and grow here at Buzz in the Box as we start our new foxhole area, and we already start a second chapter here. We cannot wait to officially go live on YouTube for the MLB All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby. We will be making predictions on who will win that, so do with that information what you will. You can make it work for you if you know what I mean. We do keep our main focus on dynasty points leagues, but whether you're in a categories leagues, a roto league, or even a casual 10 to 12 team league, let's chat about it. We'll definitely have something for you, and we'll definitely we can definitely highlight a few players that you can possibly trade for, or if you have somebody hot right now you want to sell high on and get that big return and stock up for the present and future, never hurts to do that. So let us know down in the comments anything that you want to hear about next, and we'll definitely get to it in one of our next videos. Always appreciate hearing from the home crowd, and especially fantasy aspect of any player or team we didn't talk about. Whether you just want to chat about your team and we haven't mentioned them, everyone and every team is welcome. We have nothing to hide and everything to gain with you on our side. We really appreciate all the love and support. It's been excellent. It means more than you know. Thanks again for joining us on this hot Thursday. Let's see if Junior Caminero can make it 7 games in a row tonight with a home run. He's tentatively scheduled to face Stephen Kolek of the Royals. I do believe he gave up 3 home runs in his last start. This might get interesting. Speaking of interesting, you're going to want to stay tuned for us here on YouTube and our TikTok. The link to that is on our bio and vice versa. Thanks so much. You can put it in the books. Signing off for Buzz in the Box. I'm Mauro Bazzario. We'll catch you next time.